Pete Moore on Halo Talks NYC. I have the pleasure of bringing a triumvirate that you will hear about in the pickleball industry in the very near future. Kristin, Kasey, and Ashley from Volée. Welcome to the San Diego Ursa Show for your first time and for telling us about the new products.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome.
Thank you, Pete.
That sounded very well coordinated. All right, why don't we go around here first and let's talk about why the three of you think you are well positioned to create a pickleball fashion and function brand. Kristin, we'll start with you and say hello to Ace and Stella for me, please.
Oh, I definitely will.
Thank you.
They love Uncle Petey. All right, so we started Volée back about a year ago at a Valentine's Day kindergarten party.
Never been to one?
Yes.
How was it?
It was wonderful. We came up with this idea after playing pickleball for the first time. We were head over heels in love with the sport. We said we got our heads together. We wanted to start a company. Originally, our original thought was to go to clothing. And we put our heads together. Actually, my brilliant husband said an accessory would probably be the better route to go because there's so much competition. Adidas, Nike, all the big companies that you can think of. So we ended up deciding to go for a bag or come up with a pickleball bag, right? And the reason why we have so much passion behind it, I think it's our friendships, the love of the game. It's all about community, it's socialization. We just have a lot of passion for the sport.
And what did you guys do before in other jobs or any other related ventures that you think is interesting as like that you're leveraging?
I was actually in device sales for many years, which doesn't...
This is Ashley, by the way, for our listeners. Thank you.
Which that doesn't really relate to doing this. But I did play USTA tennis as a junior.
Nice.
And when I was introduced to the idea of pickleball, I thought, no way, I'm not doing that. I love tennis. But then I went with these lovely ladies next to me to a lesson and fell in love with pickleball and immediately said, gosh, there's no cute bags.
Got it.
Yeah.
And Kasey, for our listeners, is Kasey, Orange County.
Hello, everybody. I actually,
Hi, nice to see you.
I see you too.
Oh, okay.
I did the same thing as Ashley.
Oh, yeah?
Sales and medical device and marketing as well. And so I'm trying to leverage that in terms of all of my sales training and experience to reach out, meet great connections in the pickleball world, which has actually been pretty fun and easy because it seems like it's a very lighthearted, positive sport. And we've already met a lot of great people. And working with Kristin and Ashley has been just such a joy because everyone's just so positive. And we all love pickle as well as health and all of that.
Awesome.
You almost said wellness.
I did.
But you didn't. We know that
stopped.
Pete does not like
Halo.
to say wellness.
You can say it once.
Halo.
We'll edit it out. It doesn't matter. We'll edit it out.
Right.
Yeah, say whatever you want. We'll edit it out afterwards. So I went to the U.S. Open of Pickleball about 4 years ago, and it was kind of like a cottage industry to the point where they had, it felt like summer camp. It would say like, Murray Feinstein, please report to court 38 for your 85 and over, or you'll forfeit the match. So over the last 3 years, like the industry's gotten very well healed from a capital standpoint, as well as these facilities that are being built. And I feel like a lot of people are trying to figure out, how do I make money in pickleball? Because I got a paddle and I got a wiffle ball, and maybe you can make money constructing courts, but that's just a one-off. And on the apparel side, I agree with you. You know, people that play tennis are just going to, use their tennis gear and see like if there's a brand that becomes the obvious like pickleball brand. Skechers came out with their own pickleball sneaker. I think that's the only company that has a pickleball sneaker right now. But from a bag standpoint, did you guys do any, I'm not saying you should, but did you do any like research on the size of the market? Do you say, look, I know I need this, and I know that there are thousands of people like me, so it's great that you want me to do research, Pete, as part of like your business school bullshit of like, here's my business plan, here's my total addressable market. But look, I know what I need. It doesn't exist. I'm going to make it.
We have competitors for sure, but we are disrupting the market by coming out with a pickleball bag that is versatile. Mm-hmm. So you can take your bag on and off the court. You're playing, you take your pickleball paddle out and you go to lunch with the ladies.
Right,
You
I
have
was
your
saying
duffel
this
with
looks
you.
like a Coach bag to me, or like a Gucci bag.
Yes,
to me.
because
And I'm not a
kind of
bag
does look
connoisseur.
like that, right? I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I like the analogy.
yeah.
And like the genesis of our company, Pete, formed from a need that we all wanted and couldn't
That's what
find.
I'm saying, right? So you don't really need to research that. You've just researched it yourself.
True, but
Yeah.
then it's actually grown and evolved based on surveys we've done in the community.
Okay.
And all the market research we've done through companies that are already out there, and we've just tried to make something that's better and above the rim.
Yeah. So where are you in the life cycle of, like, you've got products designed as prototypes. When's the next, when are you coming out with full scale production and being able to buy it? And then how are you thinking about distribution, e-commerce, or is it, retail partnerships as well?
Ashley, would you like to answer that?
Sure. So we are currently going through different samples right now and perfecting those, and we should have our full launch hopefully by June,
Okay.
early summer. And we are really focusing on direct to consumer. Our website will also launch soon with some of our hats and our jackets and whatnot. But for our big launch, at least our website will be up. And then we're also interested in retail, wholesale, working with clubs, being tournaments, all of the above.
Yeah. So the U.S. Open of Pickleball is in April 19th, I think. I'm going to Naples for that. So if you guys want to go,
I heard, actually.
you can come. We're actually doing a book. We wrote a book called Time to Win Again 2 years ago, and we're doing another book. I'll give you one at the event, but we're doing 52 takeaways from pickleball to ensure your life success. All the different things about it. So
Like
maybe I
that.
should run these by you guys in our caricature. When people launch a product, you've got your network, and you know that there's a lot of women that are playing this sport that want to be functional and fashionable at the same time. Then you could also say, well, maybe I should go find some like celebrity influencers, and there's a lot of people out there right now that are buying pickleball teams that are athletes or celebrities. So how do you think about, and you've got a background in, marketing and promotions from years ago, how do you think about, like, well, I don't need to pay somebody to do this, or maybe I should pay somebody to do this, or maybe I should take a bag and be like, this is the, I don't know, Jennifer Aniston pickleball line, or, I don't know. How do you think about celebrity endorsement? Also in a sport that doesn't really have name brand athletes. It's not like, the Andre Agassi of pickleball. I have no idea who that is. I don't know why I picked Agassi. I just did. Like, you're tennis
He's
person.
one of my
so-
favorites.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I said that, because I actually knew
He
about
was
it.
actually disruptive to the tennis fashion.
He was.
Yes, yeah.
Also from a hair standpoint, I think, as well, and
Yeah.
headbands and such. And I think he was doing some drugs at the time, if I recall from a book that was written. But we'll X that out.
Did read that.
Yeah, sorry, Stella.
I'm sure she's listening right now.
Yeah,
but
I know,
back
right?
to your question.
Back to my question about celebrity endorsements, athlete endorsements.
Right.
I don't need them. I might want them in the future.
Well,
I have a
here's
bias
my
towards or not.
perspective. It
That's
only takes
exactly
one.
why we're doing the podcast. I want your perspective,
Right.
and
So
I want
it only
Kasey's,
takes-
and I want Ashley.
One person,
Yes.
in my eyes, in our eyes, to get our name out there. So yes, we are all for celebrities and getting our product endorsed by them. We are already in contact with influencers and heads of. We went to the Hogue Classic on Friday.
What is that?
Let me tell you, the Golf Classic.
Oh, golf
yes.
classic.
I got to meet Freddie Couples, which was wonderful.
Really?
And yes.
Is he a pickleballer? Are there any
No.
crossover
You know
golfers
what? I did not
to
have
pickleball?
enough time to talk to him. He was golfing.
Speaking of Freddie Couples, just as like an aside, because it's my show, so I'm just gonna do it. He was like the first one to kind of wear sneakers on the PGA Tour, and he kind of created that whole trend of almost like light, not golf shoes, and then the golf shoes kind of evolved from the sneaker back to like a golf shoe. Anyway, there might be an analogy somewhere in the
Well, it kind of
in
brings
the
us
Volée,
back to
in the
Agassi
Volée,
and breaking out in the market. You
Right.
know, it's being different.
So anyway, I mean, look, there's risks to celebrity endorsements too, right? I mean, like, they're humans, and not like, I got Batman figure here, like, he's not going to get a DUI. There's not going to be any sexual harassment on behalf of him, right? So when you do celebrity, you obviously take some risk. But on the influencer marketing, or like being able to lock up potential pickleball players or whatever's like trending at the time, I would think that now is like a very good time to do that, because it's probably doesn't cost as much as other sports.
Right. Once we have our sample, we're kind of going to hit the ground running. So we have in our back pocket I don't know how many pro players right now that we could contact and be like, hey, sport our bag. Right.
And you might just be able to send them free product. They might just
Absolutely.
use it, right?
We're also considering ambassadors, you
Yeah.
know, hiring people they get a portion of the profit, you know, hiring them to promote our brand,
Right.
promote our bags. Yes.
Is there anything like, how do you think about like eco-friendly, or is there anything related to that? I'm not saying pro or con against it, but I'm just wondering if that's like part of like the sustainability of products, or how you picking materials.
Our handle has vegan leather.
And we've definitely been discussing our packaging being more eco-friendly. So
Okay.
we're looking into those options.
Thank you. That's a great answer. The public company answer, like,
Thumbs
we're
up.
exploring sustainable energy sources. We haven't gotten there yet. We're exploring it. And we're also drilling for oil. No.
That would not be eco-friendly.
Yeah, okay. So when you've been, has anyone done a startup before?
Ashley has.
I have.
Okay, and what
But
was that experience like?
It was a jewelry company.
Yeah.
And it was tough. It's a grind. But this is a little different, and I'm really passionate about
Did you
pickleball.
start that one on your own?
I started it with a friend.
You did?
I
Okay.
did, but I was actually trying to do like device sales and do that. And I mean, we ended up doing like pop-ups with Nordstrom, and I mean, it was really fun. I think the passion behind it wasn't as much as this.
So
yeah.
a lot of our audience with this are health club operators, studio operators, people that have a lot of passion and, you know, just want to run and be an entrepreneur. And then they realize as they're doing it that this is like the craziest roller coaster that you can put your life through. So how do you think about the dynamics of, you know, I've got passions for pickleball, I got passions for family, I got passions for, and I'm responsible for other people, and I'm also like doing this startup, you know. So have you guys thought about, hey, look, this isn't going to be, you know, a nice, oh, we got the 30,000 feet, you take your seatbelt off, you fly, and then you land safely, you know. So have you thought about, hey, we're in this together, we're kind of in the trenches, and at the same time we're, you know, we got other pursuits?
To be honest with you, I haven't really thought about failing. That's not an option for me.
I wouldn't say failing. I'm just
Yeah.
saying like pivoting and like, hey, this shipment didn't show up. We owe it to somebody. You know, hey, I
like
want to do
bumps
this
in the road.
deal. You don't
Yes,
want to do this
ups
deal.
and
I want to do
downs.
this deal.
Yeah.
You know.
We've learned through the last, you know, little more than a year that we work really well together.
Okay.
We've already had some obstacles and challenges that we've gone through.
That's positive. I think it's important.
and it's just made us stronger.
Yeah.
And we all have so much passion, and we have a trust in our friendships and our families and everything that I think it's really like helped us so far get through those obstacles.
Yeah. No, and my point was that there are a lot of entrepreneurs that listen to this, and it's a lonely place to be an entrepreneur. So one of the keys of advice I got from a senior mentor from back in the day was make sure you have a business partner. Like, don't go this alone. And I kind of did go mostly alone, but if I had other people to share in to help support or like emotionally and financially say like, hey, you know, we got to do X, Y, Z. It's easier to do it as a group than one person. You kind of.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I think we pick each other up when things are like, oh, maybe this is not going the direction we thought, or it's taking longer. One of us is always there to be the positive reinforcement, and I think we do work well together in that aspect. We're a good team.
Yeah, and so the launch is going to come. Let's talk about for a second. I want to rewind for a second. Okay, selling bags. How many different sizes of bags are there that you're going to develop?
Currently, we have 2 styles.
Okay, so we got 2 styles. They're both the same size.
They're both the same size.
Okay, and then there's eight different colors.
No.
4.
No. Two,
4
no,
different
no, no.
colors.
Two
So you have 8
different.
SKUs.
2 different bags, 2 different sizes,
Right.
2 colors in each bag.
All right, so what's the math on that? Like, how many different SKUs are there?
There's,
So 2
there's
times
4.
2
There's
times 2?
4. There's 4 different bags.
4 different bags
Yep.
come in how many different colors?
2 different bags in 2 different colors.
Oh, that's it. So there's only 4 SKUs.
Actually, I
Correct.
think it's 3 different colors because we
6?
silver and
Yeah.
Silver and navy.
navy.
Right.
Yeah.
So the benefit of doing an accessories company, for those people listening and for what you're on to, is there's 6 different SKUs, right? Where if you did apparel, you'd have like XS, S, medium, large, extra large. Like you'd have to have all these
right.
different in different
Yes.
colors.
Right.
And you typically, that's where a lot of apparel companies get caught up, is because they didn't produce the ones that are selling, and then they try and dump the ones to get their money back from their inventory. So having 6 bags, to me, feels like the right number of bags to start with, and not have like, oh, I've got these 3 different bags, and it's like a Toomey store, and you're like 3 entrepreneurs starting up like, you're gonna fit yourself into one of these 3 bags, or you're not gonna fit with us right now.
We're self-funded, so we also have minimums to worry about. I think we're
Right.
really smart about coming out with this number. We were going to come out with more colors in the beginning, but then when you run into those fabric minimums and the material minimums, it makes you rethink things. And when you're self-funded and you're a startup, what my husband says, death by 1,000 cuts.
What was the name of the jacket that was on Shark Tank? It's got like all the different pockets in it. Some guy's name. I don't know. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like
I used to watch Shark Tank.
Teddy vest or something. Just look it up. It's a vest. It's like Pete
no
vest or something. Anyway, so talk about what this bag has in it, everything that you guys need to have as your part of your weapons that you have to carry around. Like your sunglasses, my iPhone, what else have you guys thought of?
So we do have a shoe garage in the duffel bag.
The shoe
a lot of
garage, I
people
like
like
the
to
shoe
take those
garage.
court shoes off and put their other shoes on.
Yes.
You're not supposed to wear your court shoes off the court. So,
I didn't know that.
Shoe garage for that.
Okay.
We have on the back of the crossbody, we have a hook so that you don't have to place your bag on the ground, which is a nice little feature. We have a sunglass case that is lined to protect the sunglasses.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of little features in here. We have our V-Star logo that is cut out, which makes the logo pop and a little special.
Where
What are
is
some
that?
other
Oh, I guess.
items that stand
So
out?
if you look at the duffel, it's multifunctional. So not only does it have the paddle slot, but it has a luggage sleeve on the back, so you can pop it onto your luggage if you bring
nice.
it traveling. Like
Are the-
Kristin said, sunglass holder, a place for the balls, a place for your water bottle, all the essentials that you need for bringing it to the court.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Are there racket companies that have their own bags, and it's like they're kind of like the
Absolutely.
equivalent of when you buy a PC and it has like that, here's like 8 different things you can put it in, and you're like, I'll take like the one I like the most out of the worst, or like it's not
There's
a great
a lot of
selection.
Franklins out there, a lot of bags
Right.
that are like the lower tiered, in the price range and material, kind
Right.
of cheapy look, I guess.
Bigger, bulkier.
Bigger, bulkier, Selkirks, the heads. You can
Not as
fit like 10
stylish.
pickleball paddles in there.
So if someone is gonna go with a Volée, how do I do that?
Volée.
Volée. Someone's gonna go with a Volée. What do you want them to think of what does the brand mean, or like what's the DNA of the brand? And maybe that'll evolve over time. Is that a tough question?
I know what you're saying.
Or give me an analogy of like what level is it at, or like what type of brand? Like I'll say like a Soul Cycle. That's like Soul Cycle's like Neiman Marcus, or like Soul
Right.
Cycle's like an Apple.
We're like
I have
the
an
Aviator
affinity.
Nation.
Aviator
of pickleball.
Nation.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
an
a good one.
aviator nation of
Yeah.
pickleball, or if you're talking about like if you want to compare it to like a car,
Yeah.
maybe like a Land Rover. Like it's not
Okay.
like a Rolls Royce, and it's not even quite a Range Rover, but it's like a Land
Right.
Rover. So it's like
So I think that's really important as you're building something where people say, if I'm wearing this brand, like this is what it says about me. I think a lot of people now are honed in on what that is, and then it's a question of like, what is that? What do I want that brand to do for me? One, I want you to make me functional and fashionable. I think is part of it.
right.
It's like women designing for women, which probably happens in most things in apparel, but I don't know. And in these types of sports, maybe if you're a woman, like we'll put pink on it, but it's like a men's tennis bag. I don't know. But I think it's interesting the perspective that you come from to say, I am the consumer. There's going to be more and more females that play the sport in every age group. And, I'm going to start it up, and nothing's going to make me think like, oh, someone owns that category already.
Well, one of our purpose statement is make your mark, which kind of means a lot. It's like make your mark with your bag. Like you're carrying a cool bag.
Right.
It looks stylish, but also make your mark on the game.
Right.
So
Do you have that
that's
trademarked, or are you going to get that trademark, or
No.
can you?
What do you think, Pete? Should it be?
No, I like it. Well, I think it also could be interesting from like a video webisodes where you could follow women around and, you know, like how is this woman making her mark, you know, and then it could be like on the court, off the court.
right.
Like a
Like-
YouTube channel?
Yeah, like a YouTube channel. I was saying, we were talking about like, hey, should you do a podcast or something? I feel like the visual, because this guy from Restoration Hardware, have you ever, you've been to Restoration Hardware, obviously. Yeah?
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, I've been there a couple times. But they don't have any, there's no price tags on anything, because when you walk in, the CEO, he's like, I want you to walk in here and feel like you live here and you don't have price tags in your house, right? So I want you to think about it. And then he said people buy with their eyes.
Right.
So I feel like if you did a video webisode and you went around and spoke to women who have an affinity towards pickleball, and then also like the CEO of this company, or, you know, do this in their community or do that, I feel like they're making my mark on and off the field. So I like on and off the court. So I like that as a trademark, or what do they call it? Tagline.
Tagline.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Tagline.
I did see what not Hyper Ice, I'm so sorry, Higher Dose was doing for their YouTube and their social. And I really appreciated that. And I was able to meet the producer of Higher Dose. So congratulated
You did?
her on her creativity. I think she enjoyed that. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
that's
understand. I think you actually sent me her YouTube for
Yes,
Higher
I
Dose.
did.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I understand.
think
what
that
you're
would be the
talking
way for you guys to go, potentially. Not that I'm like advising or anything, but it's just an idea. You know?
about. Well, what we're doing with our
Free
social
podcast
media
advice?
is kind of similar to where you're going. So our fourth partner, silent partner, he suggested that I know this sounds a little silly, but be the Spice Girls of pickle. So I'm fitness, she's nutrition, she's style. And if you go to our Instagram, which is at the Volée, if you're so interested,
Right.
you'll see me doing, little bits on fitness that's related to pickleball or tennis. And she has healthy snacks, tips, ideas on food and nutrition. And then Ashley has awesome style tips.
Got it.
So we're kind of already doing that, but I like your
I don't
suggestion.
know. Maybe mine's on the more serious side of it, where I don't know. It sounds lifestyle and also like just featuring
Right.
people and have them wearing a bag, and that has like an association with, like, I'm winning.
Yes.
I'm winning at life, and I'm
Yes.
winning at pickleball type
Yeah.
of thing.
But I
Are you
love the
making
make
your
the mark idea.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
tagline,
Big
make
Are you
time.
making your mark?
Right.
Yeah, I like
making
that.
your mark.
There was
Nobody
one other
steal
thing I
that.
was going to ask. Make your
We
mark.
thought
There was
about
one
that
other
for
part I was
a
thinking
whole
about.
week.
That was good. Yeah, we'll definitely get that trademark. The one thing is that I don't have a positive, like the Spice Girls, like that doesn't resonate positive of
We
me.
don't go around.
We
really
don't say
talking.
Spice
We
Girls in
don't.
pickleball.
Oh, yeah.
I
That's
don't have
probably
anything
I
to.
wonder if there's like a way. Are there three women that do something like really cool together besides like Charlie's Angels?
Us?
Oh, I
Sorry.
like Charlie's Angels. Why don't we go with
Yeah,
Charlie's
you like
Angels?
the Charlie's Angels.
Although we're
of,
all
like,
brunettes.
Accessory.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
So-
Doesn't matter.
That's Charlie's Angels.
Yes.
This is, look, we're not trying to do get a diversity bid here. Oh, let's do that. Let's invite some other partners in. Why? It's video. Sorry about that.
We don't need a blonde.
I gotta say what I gotta say. You know what I mean? I was thinking about different ethnicities. Actually, I wasn't thinking just about
Oh.
hair color, but
Hair
whatever. Wherever you're at in the evolution of your
I thought because she said there's
social
three brunettes
status,
here.
social no, what would be of the evolution?
Hey, my mom is blonde.
Evolution. Oh, great. We'll invite her on. Make your mark. What are you doing here? I didn't want some blonde hair woman. I showed up, and now I'm going to play pickleball. Meet me in the kitchen. All right, so we're going to...
Do you mean that as a pickleball or in the kitchen?
That's a double entendre.
Exactly.
Yeah, I meant in the kitchen. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, cool. So let's do another podcast. So let's get this out to all of our clients. So we've got a lot of health club operators who have been converting basketball courts into pickleball courts. They've been converting tennis courts into pickleball courts, and they've also been building pickleball courts.
So I know
so
about
once we get them
Lifetime
all in there, yeah,
right.
we should get you in front of those groups.
and Ace Pickleball, I believe they are doing that as well.
Yeah, I don't
Have you
know
heard of
about that
them?
one, but I'm
Okay.
interested.
Yes.
All right, so we'll see you guys at the event.
Yeah.
Thank
For everyone
Thank
knows,
you.
if you want to make your mark, Volée.
Volée.
Volée. Did I say it wrong? Volée.
Volée.
Yeah, drop the E.
Thank you for having us.
All right,
on here.
thanks.
Thank you.
Go Halo.